The aim of the SA Brand Summit was to interrogate the health of South Africa, the country brand. Are we in the right track? Are we doing the right things to achieve the aims that we had agreed on at the dawn of our democracy?
The highlight was the Chief Justice of South Africa, Mogoeng Mogoeng. I think his speech was very much powerful.
Gary Lay's presentation was to lay the ground for the discussions that would follow. His aim was to look at country branding from a theoretic perspective. And the Project Good Hope was used as an example to look at destination Cape Town, Western Cape. How is it coping, especially given the negative narrative that has been growing around South Africa? Well, Crispin Son's presentation was now meant to take over from Gary Lee and give a concrete example of what happens to a businessman from South Africa who travels the world. Mogoeng Mogoeng is a very important, respected leader, a business leader in South Africa, and as CEO of Business Leadership South Africa, he was invited to come and talk to our delegates about what corporate South Africa is doing to contribute to a growing and positive image of the country.
I think Mogoeng Mogoeng as well, of Business Leadership South Africa, he was quite powerful.
Sikim Gabandeli's moderation of the business panel again was to have business leaders from various sectors coming to tell us what they are doing in their own businesses. But Themba Maseko used to be the head of the government communication and information system. His aim was really to come and give us that government perspective. So Adrian Basson's panel discussion was to gather around people who have a role and a say in politics, South African politics, to tell us how this sector can play a more positive role. Well, Palisa's and Sam's discussion was to position South Africa in Africa. The aim was to look at the extent to which our fellow African brothers and sisters see South Africa evolving over time. What should South Africa be doing in order to work properly with other African countries? Yeah, Sean Lewis is somebody who's very interested in what happens on the ground, as we like to say in South Africa. So the aim of his discussion panel was to look at what are the things happening in the education sector, in the health sector, in other community-related areas. Bruce Whitfield's panel discussion was to take the discussion further away from Africa and look at how other people beyond South Africa, beyond Africa, view South Africa, because these people are well positioned to say to us, this is how you compare to other countries, maybe similar to yours, and this is what we think you're doing wrong, this is what you're doing right. Yeah, we did indeed have an honored guest from Switzerland. Her name is Janina Dubejkovskaya. She is the founder and president of the Geneva-based World Communication Forum, to share her perspective from the experience she has discussing the same topics in different parts of the world.
Country branding issues is frontline of global agenda now, and it is the absolutely right point to influence to the future from professional communities, from society, and from business.
Two people, Professor Thuli Madonsela and Chief Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng, were the examples that we could show to the world that South Africa still has very strong institutions if they're headed by the right people. So we thought honoring them with the Influencer of Influencers Awards was our way of acknowledging the role they have played in influencing the world and South Africans to think positively.
I think the inaugural Brand Summit has been an invaluable exercise. It's absolutely critical that South Africans get to grips with some of the key issues that are facing the country, and I think this has certainly been achieved at this particular event.
I think the summit for me was absolutely great. I come from a country where we don't have these kinds of conversations at this stage.
The Gala Dinner Awards aim was to confer a number of certificates and awards to other brands that had been selected over time. And all of them are businesses, individuals, NGOs from South Africa who are doing amazing things that still make us feel proud.
I would certainly come back to the next event, not only to attend, but also help facilitate. I think the more dialogue, the more debate we have in this particular respect, the better it's going to be for Brand South Africa.
I'm definitely back next year, and I'll definitely be bringing at least a contingent of Namibians to come to this conference. It is very much worth it.
No, definitely. I would be here, and I'm sure that they must continue with the summit.
I enjoyed it. Thank you for having this conference.
Professor Tilimadon's last closing remarks were to remind us that the Rainbow Nation still exists. My name is Mogoeng Mogoeng. I'm the convener of the SA Brand Summit.